At 1:17 a.m. on the 5th of May 1981, 39 years ago, my friend and comrade Bobby Sands died after 66 days on hunger strike. I actually didn't hear about Bobby's death until later that morning, sometime around 10:30 or 11 a.m. I was in my cell in the H blocks. I had already at this stage volunteered to go on hunger strike myself, and I realised that with Bobby's death the hunger strike was set to continue. Bobby was a young man when he died. He was only 27 years of age. He was a father of a young son. He himself was a son and a brother, a member of a family who loved him dearly, and his death was a massive loss to that whole extended family circle. And Bobby's death was also a massive loss to us, his friends and comrades in the H blocks and the wider Republican movement. Maggie Thatcher had said the prisoners did not have any support, that the IRA did not have any support. Yet in one of the most significant events that took place during those momentous months of the hunger strikes in 1981, when Bobby was elected as the MP for Fermanagh and South Tyrone, Thatcher's argument was blown completely out of the water when the people of Fermanagh, South Tyrone came out in their thousands and elected Bobby as an MP to Westminster. And that was the front page news throughout the world on that day back in April 1981, and no one with any objectivity believed that Bobby Sands was anything other than a political prisoner. And it's a measure of the man that Bobby was, that when the second hunger strike was planned, he decided that he would lead it out on his own, so that if anyone had to die, it would be him. And he made that massive sacrifice, not just for us, his comrades in the prisons, but for everyone on this island who believed in freedom and justice, that he believed his actions would advance our struggle for freedom and for unity on this island. And Bobby's legacy lives on today. Many people have been inspired by his struggle and his death on hunger strike in the H blocks. Since my own release from prison, I've visited many countries, including places like South Africa, Palestine, the Basque country, where there's still ongoing struggles for freedom and independence. And on every occasion I've visited those countries, people have spoken about Bobby Sands and about the hunger strike. And he has become, like Che Guevara, an icon for freedom-loving people everywhere, people who are engaged in struggle and who are suffering under the yoke of oppression. And that's the impact that Bobby Sands has had even since his death 39 years ago. And I know many young people here in Ireland have been inspired by Bobby and by his sacrifice. And you know, Bobby, like most of us, was a multi-dimensional character. He, of course, was a family man. He was also a poet and a writer. He was a lover of the Irish language, a fluent Gaeilgeoir himself, and many of his writings were actually in Irish. As I sat in my cell in the H blocks that morning when I heard of Bobby's death, and reflecting on the future, and that I probably would end up on hunger strike myself. And of course, I did later on replace Kieran Doherty on the hunger strike in August 1981 and remained on it for 55 days until the hunger strike ended on the 3rd of October. As luck would have it, I survived. However, it was quite a demoralising period for all the prisoners in the H blocks at that time. We had lost 10 of our best comrades, 10 of our leaders, and we hadn't achieved all we had hoped at that time. However, within a very short space of time afterwards, 38 prisoners had escaped in a mass breakout from Long Kesh and the H blocks, and within a short space of time after that, all the demands that we had sought during the hunger strike were achieved. And of course, it wasn't just within the prisons that the success continued. On the outside, republicanism has gone from strength to strength. There are more people in Ireland today who support the ideal of a united, independent Ireland than ever before. There are more people involved in the Republican struggle than ever before. And credit for much of that must go to Bobby Sands and his comrades, who stood up against the British in 1981 and refused to bend the knee. And likewise, we as Republicans have to continue to finish the job that they began, and we also must face up to the responsibilities and the work that needs to be done. Let's be inspired by people like Bobby Sands and his comrades who died on hunger strike in 1981. Na dhéanaimid Dermot go deo ar Bobby agus na fuair eile fuair bás ar stalcogris níide ag actó a héan, fuair siad bás ar son Saoirse agus ar son Muintir na hÉireann.